Hello everybody, welcome back to the Mi Casa Su Casa Network. I'm your host Finn. Today we're going to do a quick, hopefully quick, film review of what I like to call the forgotten drive. Okay, in the playoff matchup between the Saints and the Vikings, everybody walked away remembering the play, the Stefon Diggs corner route. As time expires, Marcus Williams, the rookie safety for the Saints, misses the tackle, and Stefon Diggs runs into the end zone to send Minnesota to the NFC Championship. Crazy play, but what people don't remember is the drive right before it. Drew Brees, Hall of Fame quarterback, a guy that many felt was playing down this year despite the offense playing well. They felt like he was being carried. 2 Pro Bowl running backs, a great defense. Is Drew Brees just kind of coasting, being a game manager at this point? Or is he able to be Drew Brees that we know and have gotten to see play over the last 15 years or so? Well, this drive proved to me that Drew Brees still has it, that he still has the field general ability, the accuracy, the decision-making to come in against the league's best defense, all-around best defense in my opinion, and really win the game for the Saints. I get that the play happened, every game of inches, Minnesota won this game, but as far as I'm concerned, Drew Brees won this game, barring the miracle play, and I want to look through this drive. I want to look at what the Saints did to really put this defense, I wouldn't say expose them because we're going to see Minnesota make a lot of good plays here, but really put them on edge and force them to play their hand early and show their hand early. How they did this is through 5 wide sets. So let's jump right into this. One of the biggest plays and most important things about football is pre-snap. Figuring out what the team is doing pre-snap. What the defense is doing. So what we see here, and something that the Vikings love to do, is they love to alternate cover 1 man and cover 3 zone. Both of these coverages have one high safety. That means one safety is back deep. Another safety, normally Harrison Smith, sometimes it's not Harrison, is up in the box. They're playing the middle of the field. They're rushing the passer. They're doing a lot of things. The whole point is the middle of the field gets clogged, and it forces you to win on the sideline, to win deep. And they trust their corners to make good plays. So, first thing you need to do against a team that likes to run one of these 2 coverages is to figure out which one they're doing. You can do this by doing this 5 wide set that the Saints are doing. What they have is at the bottom of the screen is going to be running back Alvin Kamara split all the way out wide. And you're going to see a linebacker, Eric Kendricks, the linebacker, follow him out wide at the bottom of the screen. This tells us it's man coverage. Why? Because in man coverage, you have to use it matchup based. Okay, I can't waste a cornerback like Xavier Rhodes on Alvin Kamara. Not that Xavier Rhodes can't guard Alvin Kamara, because he can. But now who's going to guard Michael Thomas? Trey Waynes? A little too short for that. Definitely not Eric Kendricks. That's going to be a nightmare. So when you're in man coverage and you have a weird alignment like this, like a running back all the way out wide, you can't hide it. You have to send that linebacker out there. Otherwise, the whole play is shot. So this gives away to Drew, knowing that a middle linebacker is all the way at the sideline. It's going to be a giveaway that it's man coverage. How do we attack it? Well, once again, we have one high safety. We have Harrison Smith clogging the middle of the field. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a hitch by Alvin Kamara, and we're going to run a fade route to Michael Thomas there in the slot on the bottom of the screen. We're trusting him to beat his man. We know that we have the sideline, and Drew places that on the sideline. It ends up not working out, but that's a good read here. You know, you have a height advantage. Xavier Rhodes is Xavier Rhodes, probably a top 5 corner last year. You make a nice safe throw. Harrison Smith can't get to the football. Fine. Didn't work out. Let's move on to 2nd down, where the Saints are going to jump right back into this 5 wide coverage, or 5 wide set. Same thing. Kamara at the bottom, Michael Thomas in the slot at the bottom of the screen. Notice this time that is Xavier Rhodes at the bottom. So remember, before in man coverage, we saw Eric Kendricks there. But now that it's in zone and people are guarding a spot of the field instead of a player, we can have Xavier Rhodes out there without essentially exposing our coverage in a sense of giving it a true weak spot, because these linebackers can play the middle of the field, they can play the run, they can still blitz per se. So Drew knows that it's zone, and he's going to attack it as such. So what does he do? How do you attack cover 3? Well, you beat cover 3 on the sidelines and with speed deep. You can do this through verticals, and that's what they're going to do. Both receivers on the bottom of the screen and at the very, very top, the 2 are going to run verticals while the tight end Jordan Hill runs a post. He's going to run this in between the tight ends. Because of the vertical split, the linebackers have to get nice and wide, and that exposes the middle of the field. Pretty easy. Jordan Hill does a good job at getting to the outside of Eric Kendricks, who has to, really follow him outside of the hash marks, and then makes a cut inbound, makes a quick throw, quick decision there, and then that's going to be first down. So let's move forward as we try and figure out if it's cover 1 or cover 3, and 5 wide set once again here on first down. Kamara at the bottom. Kendricks is following him. We know it's man coverage. How are we going to attack man coverage? Well, one of the things here is, once again, alignment and what kind of mismatch you have. So at the top of the screen in the slot, you have Ted Ginn Jr. He's second from the top. Ted Ginn Jr. is a lot faster than the guy guarding him, Mackenzie Alexander, who was off 10 yards probably, giving him a 10-yard cushion. So what they're going to do is these receivers are going to explode vertical. Mackenzie Alexander there in the slot is going to realize real quick that Ted Ginn is coming, and he's a lot faster than him. So he has to bail deep really quick. I mean, right here, just completely flips his hips as Ted Ginn Jr. curls down, and it's an easy throw. It's okay for Minnesota here because they're in a situation where they can't give up anything deep. You would like to see that get played better by Mackenzie. I mean, he really, really bails here. Let's jump this back here. As you can see here up in the slot, as he's kind of communicating with the safety, trying to let him know, hey, maybe I need help. And then he has to get deep. He doesn't know if he's got help. Ted Ginn Jr. is one of the fastest guys to play in the NFL. You got to respect the speed. And then that's an easy read. So why is this an easy read? We see off-man coverage, and we know I have a speed mismatch, so he has to bail deep, so we know we have the curl. Easy day, easy read as we get up for a first down. 55 seconds left. Smart play by Ted to get out of bounds. So once again, boom, we are back in the 5-wide set. It happened over and over and over again. How many times do you see these just come on the same formation? It's like Madden. Drew Brees is playing Madden against the Vikings right now. It's insane. So what they decided to do, now we see too high. This is a too high look. So too high open middle. What that means is the safeties are now too high. I've said this so many times. And everybody's in man coverage across the board. So once again, middle of the field's open. You can't really try deep because there's two safeties guarding deep. We're going to go at Michael Thomas here in the slot to run a slant, and we're going to try and trust our guy, our big body receiver, to win inside. Xavier Rhodes is one of the best in the business, man, and he makes a great play on this ball. From a read perspective, this isn't bad. Why? Because they constantly know what the Vikings are doing, and these are very safe throws. That's a good placed ball. I know it's hard to say that when a pass gets incomplete. Xavier Rhodes has to make a diving play over this guy to get there, but that's not an interceptable pass like, say, Malcolm Butler's intercepting a slant in the Super Bowl. So safe throws whenever we find our alignment. Here we're almost a mimic of the last play. We have too high. We see man coverage because there's a linebacker following up to the top. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Linebacker on Alvin Kamara in this formation equals man coverage. So they're going to go right back to the first play, which was that fade to Michael Thomas. And it's not going to work. Why? Because Xavier Rhodes is really good at football. But once again, this ball is high. It's outside. It gives his man a chance without giving the defense a chance. No matter how quickly Harrison Smith gets over there, Drew Brees' ability to place this football where he wants it, to where only Michael Thomas in position could get it with his height, is really safe. I mean, he does get a hand on it, but even then, if Harrison Smith gets a hand on that intercepted, he's out of bounds. So, back to 5 wide here on the ensuing play. And they're going to go right back to it. They're going to go right back to Michael Thomas on that same throw. I don't know why. Maybe it's just that's the read, that's the alignment, we're throwing it. Maybe it's just sooner or later he's going to come down with this throw. Maybe because it's a safe throw. I don't know. This time Kamara normally runs a hitch from the top of the screen. This time he's going to run more of a drag. Doesn't matter. The whole point is keep that guy out of the play because the only person that can make a play on that is him. Because Thomas is going to beat his man outside, and we're going to throw this back shoulder. Same exact result here as Harrison Smith reads it, gets over there, and Xavier Rhodes makes a good job to keep Thomas from getting his hands on the ball. But it's a safe throw, and we're on the 47 or so yard line. We only need 12 to 15 yards before we go field goal. Either way, we're now at 4th down. And I wanted to highlight these plays because Minnesota does do a good job. They show why they're the number one defense in the NFL, because their defense could be exposed right there in front of them. And they're still able to make plays with great guys like Xavier Rhodes and Harrison Smith. So now we're at 4th and 10. This is my favorite throw of the drive. Very good throw. The Saints finally come out in a different set where Alvin Kamara is now in the backfield. 2 safeties high, as we see. It's a little bit harder now in this formation to figure out if it's going to be zone or man. The inclination is probably going to be that it's man because our guys have been winning. Xavier Rhodes has been doing extremely well against Michael Thomas. And I feel like you want to run man here because you don't want to trust the zone against Drew Brees when you've got no pressure. There's been almost no pressure this entire drive. So I feel like that's why they thought it was man and it ends up being man. I don't know why. I'm not Mike Zimmer or that coaching staff. So I can't tell you why they ran man here versus zone. That's why I think is we're just going to, try and jam at the line. We're going to try and force a throw to a mismatch that we have, maybe pre-planned with the bracket coverage. Who knows? Or we're going to trust Danielle Hunter and Everson Griffin to get into the backfield if we can delay them. Zones are going to get picked apart, especially against a guy like Drew Brees. So what's the concept? We're running a flood concept. So a flood concept, there at the bottom of the screen is going to be Ted Ginn. He's going to run a go route, commonly called a clear out route in this situation. Since it's man coverage, that cornerback, Trey Waynes, is just going to follow him all the way down the field and basically run himself out of the play and clearing up the entire sideline for throws. That's where we get the next 2 routes in the concept. Willie Snead there in the slot is going to run an out route right at the first down marker. He does a good job of getting outside of his man, an outside release, and then kind of digging his shoulder into him right at the point where he needs to stop and make a cut out of bounds or towards the sideline to get good separation. The third route of the flood concept is a quick flat here by the tight end who's right off of the left tackle. And what you're doing is you're focusing, that's going to bring a man down here in the flat. It's going to stop people from undercutting that out route. And basically you're making a read, okay? It's going to be the go to the out to the flat as the last resort kind of check down. And it's an easy throw here because it's man. If it's zone, it's a little more complicated because Trey Waynes could peel off of that go route and come and pick off that out route or cause an issue. But Drew does a good job at seeing that it's man. He knows he has the sideline here, and we're going to see Willie Snead do a good job at winning. So once again, let's peek here. We have the out route or the go route by Ted Ginn to clear out Trey Waynes. And probably pin the safety deep to stop the safety from coming underneath. We see the tight end running the quick out and flat route, and then we see the deeper out route by Willie Snead in the slot. Here he does a good job extending, quick chop to get outside, and then see how maybe we can see it in another, but he kind of plants off that left foot into his man, and then a hard right foot on the break, and that gets him the separation he needs. Why is this my favorite throw? Because it's 4th down, and this has got to be on the money. Okay, this can't be off. You got to know exactly where your man is going to be, and you got to get the ball right in his hands so he can get his feet down. Excellent job here. Let's watch it in full time. Drew does a good job of just staying in the pocket. This is a great throw. Let's see it from the other angle. Just good football, man. It's just good football. Sees that safety following in his man deep. He knows he's got space on the sideline because Trey Waynes is cleared out. And that's a huge throw as we get down the 1st down on the 32-yard line to put you well in field goal range. We're going to come right back out to that 5-wide set that we saw before. And we see a corner follow Kamara down to the bottom of the screen. So we know that we have zone coverage. So once again, we saw before with that off coverage at the top of the screen, you're going to have stuff underneath. And we're going to throw just a quick throw to Ted Ginn on the right sideline, just getting chunks of yardage. Nice and easy. I don't know why. You have to know in such a close game, you got to know that you can't be giving up any more yards. I mean, this is pretty much do or die. You're hoping for a turnover at this point. And he does a good job at just making a nice read, seeing that Mackenzie Alexander is just too scared to play close on Ted Ginn Jr. because of a pure speed advantage. And we're going to have this ball thrown as a quick out. Bam, get out of bounds, and then they run the football, and then they kick a field goal to win it. So let's recap here as I make myself bigger. I know that was a lot of rambling, so let's kind of recap here. The alignment. You're going to see me talk a lot about this, and that's because whether it's Drew Brees, over a decade worth of NFL experience, whether it's Nick Foles, a backup quarterback trying to win in the playoffs and win in the Super Bowl, whether it's a high school quarterback, at every level, the most important thing for a quarterback is identifying what the defense is doing pre-snap. Now, at some levels at high school, you have the one-snap reads. The offense is, it's not as big a deal. But if you can give yourself the answers of the test before the test starts, because playing quarterback is hard, okay? Imagine those books, right, that are, you look at it, you look at one picture, and then the same picture is right next to it, but there's it'll say spot 5 differences, okay? So that's easy. You're looking, you're testing, you're going, what's going on, okay? So imagine me saying, okay, you get to look at it like this, the one page, the original page, and then I'm going to say go, bam, and you have 3 seconds to spot the differences and make a decision based off of those differences. That's what playing quarterback is like. 3 seconds is about the average time an NFL quarterback has in the pocket. So if you don't know what's on the other side at all, and you just have to boom, spot the differences completely, you're in trouble. You're in some real trouble here. So one of the things you can do, whether it hard count, whether it be an alignment like this 5-wide alignment that the Saints use with Alvin Kamara out wide to kind of expose man versus zone and get you out of your base alignment, that's the answers to the test. And when you give Drew the answers to the test, he's able to take on the league's best defense with ease. None of those throws were interceptable. None of those throws were dangerous throws. Even on 4th down, they ran a simple route concept, and he was able to find the man in man coverage. Drew is an expert at throwing where he wants the football. I mean, even on those 3 throws, those 3 fades to Michael Thomas, every single throw was wide and outside so that Harrison Smith can't come down and intercept this ball, so that Xavier Rhodes' best play on the football is to knock it away. And that's a neutral. None of those, I know it looks like they spam that throw, but it's a safe throw because you have a guy like Drew who's not going to make a bad throw because he's consistent. So that's what I want to talk about is that alignment, that 5-wide alignment. And then, just making good reads. A defense like Minnesota, when they, and you have to give credit to the line. Not one time was Drew pressured in that entire sequence. So kudos to the offensive line for the, for the Saints there. I don't even know. I know Ryan Ramczyk, the rookie, is on that line. I don't know if Terron Armstead was in the game, but that's key as well. Neutralizing the pass rush is going to be huge for the Saints. But this is probably one of the best drives of the year because this was the one to send them to the NFC Championship. This is the one that had Minnesota fans sitting in their seats, heart in their stomachs, just done for. And it's forgotten because of a play like Diggs. So if you're ever wondering, does Drew Brees still have it? Is Drew Brees still able to play at the elite Hall of Fame level that he has been for a long time? The answer is yes. This is Finn from Mikasa Tsukasa Sports. Hope you enjoyed this film review. If you have any recommendations, any teams you want to see, any concepts you want to learn more about, specific drives, specific plays, specific players, feel free to drop a comment below. Find me on Twitter at Finn_MCSCS. That's Mikasa Tsukasa Sports. You can find us on our website. That's Mikasa Tsukasa MCSCnetwork.com. That's MCSCnetwork.com. Or subscribe here on the YouTube channel. We got plenty of sports content coming up. We got our 2x4 football series going through the draft picks, the 2 best draft picks for each team, going through it by division. We have a podcast coming out not tomorrow, being recorded tomorrow, and then coming out on Thursday. That is going to be with a hockey journalist, and she's going to walk me through what hockey is and the significance of the NHL and some of the stuff going on there. We have plenty of other guests coming on the show. We're going to be talking NBA basketball. We're going to be talking about hockey. We're going to be talking about soccer, football, always football on the show. So thank you guys for joining. If you've watched this far, so really appreciate all the viewership and all the feedback we get. So thank you very much. You guys have a good one.